Hello Flight Sim fans and welcome to the Practically Geek channel. In today's video I've landed here at Dundee Airport in the east of Scotland to show you some Payware scenery by Orbx, and this is available from the Orbx Direct store or through your Orbx Central software. Dundee Airport has one asphalt runway measuring in at 1,400 metres. That's equivalent to 4,593 feet. As with all my airport videos, I'm going to be showing you the default scenery first to show you what the airport looks like before you load any add-ons in, and then I'll be taking you through the Orbx Direct scenery to show you how much it has been improved. So moving from right to left over this scenery, you can see that the 2D satellite imagery isn't the best in this one, similar to quite a lot of airports I've seen over the last couple of months, and I must admit it does have a control tower, and the buildings shown here, the autogen buildings, are in the correct positions, albeit the heights are probably a bit off. This building coming up on the left into frame here is actually a pretty decent rendition of it. I think it's factories and warehouse type buildings, the kind of C-shape look one. And that's actually that shape and probably the same height as well. The old looking English Tudor house there, that is actually the Riverside Pub Inn, or the pub, which I believe is actually modelled in the Orbx scenery, which is fantastic. Moving along out of the airport perimeter here, these buildings over to the left of a shot here are actually the warehouse and Hermes factories and the distribution centre at Dundee here. So again, I believe they're also modelled in on the scenery, which is again more added detail to the surrounding sceneries in this airport. You'll also notice how close this airport is to the River Tay here on the right. I believe the Orbx scenery does also include the Tay rail bridge as well, which is really great. We'll have a quick look at that when we go into the Orbx scenery in just a moment. But as you can see, it's not one of the better default airport. It certainly has autogen buildings in the correct position. I think it's mostly let down with the poor 2D satellite imagery that's surrounding the airport, and also part of the airport grounds as well. It's nice to see a control tower for once in a scenery, in a default scenery. So with that being said, let's jump into the Orbx scenery and take a look at how much they've improved at Dundee Airport. Stick with me guys and let's get right to it. Welcome back to Dundee Airport here in the east of Scotland. We are now loaded into the Orbx Dundee scenery, as you can probably already tell. So without further ado, let's have a look around and see how much Orbx have improved this airport. So doing an initial sweep over the top here, you can see a massive change in the scenery. It's fantastic. It's a really great transformation from default into the Payware scenery. As you can probably expect from Orbx, the standard is quite high, and aprons have been retextured, the runway, the taxiways, the outside area of the airport with a bit of the road segment there being completely facelift. The custom buildings are plenty. We've got custom hangars. You can see that the C-shaped factory, or the buildings here that I passed on the default scenery before are now the true to life versions. And the Riverside pub is in all its glory. If you do live in Dundee and you visited there, you'll probably thinking, wow, isn't that amazing? And even down to the car park and the custom hedges have all been redone. It looks fantastic. Just looking through the features that Orbx have put on their product page for this, as you can see on screen now, there's not many key features unfortunately for this one, but it does state this is a highly detailed rendition of Dundee Airport, PBR modelling as standard. It's got custom ortho, so the satellite imagery on the ground, you should see a big difference there. Custom GSC, and it's got a challenging 4,593 foot runway. As I mentioned before, the runway measurements. The price is quite reasonable. You can get this for £10. £10 and 7 pence to be precise. Why not just 9.99 or £10? I'm not too sure, but anyway, €11.55. $14 exactly, US dollars, and it's priced in at $17.99 US dollars. The reason why the US dollars is forefront and in big font is because Orbx is based in Australia, so their main currency there is the Australian dollar, so that's why it's the most prominent. I will be showing you things in a bit more detail, certainly in the before and after montages, which be not too far off towards the end of the video. But you will see these factories that I mentioned before, the Amazon factory and the Hermes distribution center. It's all there. It looks fun. It looks amazing, really. You can see the Amazon sign, in fact, on the side of the building there. You can see all the different cones and cars and trucks parked up there as well. And it's lovely detail, especially if you are landing on runway 09. And isn't that an amazing shot? It is an amazing shot because we're not really allowed in pubs. Well, the pubs aren't open at the minute, but this is probably the closest I've got to a pub in a long time. But isn't it quite stunning? Isn't the detail in the Riverside Inn pub here at Dundee Airport amazing? You can see all the little details, the wood in the chairs, and the building looks fantastic. And another little bit of scenery that you will see when you're taxiing or landing at this airport. It's quite a plain hangar. There's not. It's quite a plain hangar. Oh my god, no. I might cut that one out. But no, it's quite sort of deserted hangar, isn't it? The metal sheet, the sheet metal on the front doors there looks very worn and torn and weathered, and the apron textures look amazing as well. Doesn't it look really, really well done by Orbx? And taking a closer look at the general aviation section at Dundee Airport here, you can see there's no tarmac section here for the JA aircraft. It is just a field, bit of grass section for them to park up on. My Piper PA-44 in the corner there next to what looks like a Beechcraft and some Cessnas there. They're all custom aircraft that can't be moved, unfortunately. They're part of the scenery. The hangar, the blue hangar with the bits of weather in there, we'll take a closer look at that and see what it looks like closer up. I do love the attention to detail just in this scene itself. You can see the tyre marks, the dirt, and just the muck on the ground in front of this hangar. And again, the hangar isn't looking brand new. It's got bits of dirt going up the sides. You've got dirt on the front, on the hangar doors, just in every little crevice. And then all those little custom signages as well. You can see that it says safety. Safety is no accident. So you can see all that little bits of detail that Orbx have added in, and you can also see it in the buildings from a distance. If you look behind this blue hangar, the silver and green building behind there, part of the just before the terminal building, which we'll get onto, you can see the rust and the dirt and just the black marks all over it from this distance, which is absolutely fantastic. You can see more custom signage here with the Fresh Jet, the in-flight catering, Tayside aviation building here, and you can also see the lovely distinction between the brickwork and the metal, the sheet metal on the building, and it looks really, really prominent. It's quite sharp. If you get too close, the textures become a bit blurry, so I think this is why the optimization is pretty good on this airport. In fact, I must admit the performance that I'm getting using the drone camera, zipping between the buildings and the scenery, is fantastic. Frame rate is great, just as good, if not better, than the default scenery. The landside area of Dundee, again, is fantastic. It looks super detailed. Small car park. It's not a large airport, as you may have seen, but it's got all the right details. It's got the welcome to Dundee Airport, the Dundee Airport sign, all quite sharp from a certain distance. The section where maybe the buses or the taxis, the pink area of the tarmac here, again, is marked up, and not just the apron, it's the road markings for the cars outside of the terminal building are all, you know, weathered and look worn. They look like they've been there for many a year rather than looking brand new and only just made. And once again, the level of fencing detail in this particular scenery is fantastic. It looks really, really realistic. Those buildings with the PBR windows, you can see the reflections coming off them. the bits of rust coming off the parking private restricted airport users only sign just there in the brown, on the brown sign, the car park sign just on the right here with the RVP and gate 1 sign, all very readable, very sharp, and they look stunning. They're really great. And I do love the custom fuel depot here with those lovely custom static BP trucks, the Mercedes trucks. They look really good, don't they? They're really well detailed actually. Some of the most detailed static vehicles I've seen in this in these sceneries so far. And the fuel tanks in the building here look great. The detailing in the pipes along them, you can see scratches and paint coming off them. You can also see the access gate here coming into the airport from landside. Looks detailed again with the different fencing and the entrance barrier there. And I think the star of the show here is this British Aerospace 146. This is actually a Royal Air Force one. You can see if you look up that particular registration number, ZE700, you will see all the proper statistics for this aircraft. You can also see the Union Jack on the tail there, and I think that is the star of the show, and it's very nice static model actually. You'll see the stairs there joining up to it. I think those stairs are probably a bit too big for it, and they definitely would be able to extend, but I think these particular aircraft have they have their own steps that actually come out of the side of the just below the doors when they open up, but it looks fantastic. And you can have a bit of a closer look more of the control tower. There's no interior unfortunately, but the mixture of the PBR materials, the reflections on the windows, and then obviously the structure around the actual windows are all reflecting very nicely. And again, that 146 jet there looks great. The cockpit, you can't see into the cockpit or the cabin at all, but it does look really nice. I think it would be nicely polished like that as well. It looks very shiny, doesn't it? No dirt or markings on it that I would expect, but maybe it's just had a wash. Before we head into the before and after section and the night lighting to see what that looks like, you can see a closer look at the terminal building here at Dundee with the lovely little, what looks like a bus stop. I would imagine it's for people to wait up on outside for their aircraft. There's no elaborate jetways or inside areas to obviously connect onto the plane, but doesn't it look fantastic? You can actually see a lot of warning stickers and hazardous stickers on the shutters there. We can have a close look actually if you want to see. And even at this distance, we're quite close up, you can see those stickers. You've got CCTV, authorised personnel only, and that funky little arrival sign just above those shutters there. And it is very well detailed, Dundee Airport by Orbx. With that being said, it is now time to roll back our clocks to 1 AM and check out the night lighting. I'm excited to see what they've done with the night lighting on this one. It's now 1:01 precisely AM in the morning, and wow, I have got the kind of the blurred background effect for the camera that I'm using here, the drone camera, but doesn't it look fantastic? The detail is carried on into the night lighting. That arrival sign is lit up very nicely in the fluorescent yellow. All those apron spotlights are illuminated, including the ones on this side of the terminal building here. But let's have a closer look and see what it looks like without all the blurriness in the background. Well, you can see Orbx have gone ahead and used the kind of the faked interior texturing, but they've also added in the lights to come out of it, so it looks like it's emitting light on the interior and also the exterior lighting, such as the apron spotlights, the lights scattered on the side of the buildings here, kind of like the spotlights illuminating the apron below there, and it looks fantastic. It looks really detailed. The lighting used to illuminate the fire engine facility here, as well as the fire engines themselves, look fantastic. Look at those interior lights on the shutters, the shutter doors for those fire engines. Doesn't it look amazing? You can also see that the control tower is partially, well, it is illuminated. There's no interior, as I said before, but again, the lighting on that looks amazing. And the taxiway, runway and apron lights look fantastic in this airport. So does the faked interior lighting of the external buildings like the pub and the factory areas here. They're all well lit up, including the car park. That looks great. You can also see the distribution and factory centres down there, the Amazon and Scottish Water, also illuminated very, very well. You would expect these to be more detailed because you are approaching on either end of the runway, so having this level of detail in the surrounding buildings is very welcome, and it looks fantastic. And then just scrolling by, you can see all the different bits of light sources, the lights on the road, the perimeter road outside the airport there, the street lights. The lights really do reflect onto the apron very, very well. And again, more faked interior lighting on the Tayside Aviation building, and then this building just to the right here, which I presumed was a leisure facility, but it probably is part of the airport. I can't see on the Google Maps on the internet what that actually is. It doesn't mark it down. But you can also see the lights extend further out until some more outbuildings. I believe that's a more fuel depot for the airport. And overall, the airport, the Dundee Orbx Airport in the night looks fantastic. The night lighting is really, really well implemented. There's nothing negative I can say about it. Everything is lit up where it should be. General aviation aircraft there aren't lit up well, but I'd imagine they wouldn't be. You can also see parts, again, as I said, parts of the road, most of the road to the right hand side of the airport is illuminated well, and it looks super realistic. I think Orbx have done a really great job on the night lighting on this one. So I think it's now time to see a before and after montage for Dundee Airport by Orbx. Please feel free to pause this section whenever you like. It's a good chance to see the airport in default state and in the add-on state, if you like, the Payware state, and that's a good way to see both at the same time. There'll be a mixture of non-moving scenes and moving scenes in this one. I hope you like what I'm doing with these montages. Certainly I've been getting great feedback on basically how I should present them. It seemed people like the split screen more than the full screen kind of wipe back and to and fro. And yeah, I must admit it is a great way to see the scenery in better detail before and after. So yeah, let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy this one. And just before I leave you on this one, guys, just wanted to show you the Tay rail bridge that they've included over the River Tay here. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? I've added the morning light into it and used the big and bold preset from Weather Presets Pro, and it looks stunning. It really does. It's not I don't think it's included in the default scenery. I didn't see it, but it does look fantastic, especially if you are approaching in on runway 27. So that was Dundee Airport by Orbx, which is available from Orbx Direct, which is linked in the description below. If you have the Orbx Central software, you can also download it and install it straight from there. Great bit of software. I can't recommend that enough if you are going to be using a quite a lot of Orbx scenery. It's as I said before, it's priced in at $17.99 Australian dollars, 14 US dollars. And it's in euros, it's going to be 11.55, and the British pound you can buy it for £10 and 7 pence. I'm going to enjoy a nice little pint and burger here at the Riverside Inn and watch the planes go by. Massive thank you for everyone who's subscribed and watched my videos over the past month, over the past few months in fact. This month's been quite insane with the growth in my channel. Again, really appreciate it all, guys. If you are enjoying this channel, please enter the Burn & Blue design giveaway, which has a dedicated video in the video section. I'll link that in the description below and up top if I remember. And yeah, I'll be doing more giveaways, and this is a good time to be telling you about the Orbx giveaway that I will be running. Not just yet. You'll find more details in an upcoming Orbx video review that I'll be doing for another airport by Orbx. That's going to be exciting. There's going to be a chance for 6 people to win some Orbx scenery, so that's very exciting. If you are enjoying these videos, please give them a big thumbs up, including this one, and please consider subscribing to the Practically Geek channel for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon.
Hello, 212, you make a left turn there now.
Hello, 212. Hello, 212, ready for approach now, and I request vectors via your company approach.